It's showtime! What's going on, everybody? It's Go Joe here with DeFi Sean and Mr. Pixels, and welcome to another Infinaeon Friday. Infinaeon Friday, we host every Friday at 3 p.m. roughly, estimated time, Eastern Standard Time. And if you guys want to get involved in the next live stream, be ready for Moon Monday, every Monday at 5 p.m. as well. So definitely check that out, guys. If you're new to the live streams, make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Hit the notification bell as well. And hit the follow button if you're on Twitter. So definitely make sure to join in, follow in, and keep up to date with everything going on with Infinaeon.
What's up, everyone? Glad to be back for another Infinaeon Friday. Another week down, another week in the bag, another week closer to our amazing Solana launch on Lunar Pump. Pumped for it. Yeah, been good. I'm pumped for the show today.
Yeah, but what's going on, everyone? As Joe always said, and I always have to reiterate, whatever platform you're on, whether it's Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, hit whatever button that you have to hit to share it as far and as wide as you possibly can. Seeing if we don't have our Twitch guys on here yet, but of course the show's just getting started. People will definitely start going. So yeah, guys, we have a few updates. Again, I'm gonna kind of give some updates in a little bit about Lunar Pump and different things like that, but not in overabundance of news. But trust me, we are working super hard to get everything going. Been talking to the Sol developers every single day, pushing them, making sure that we get this product out as fast as possible. But yeah, guys, I don't know about you. Been a super busy week with me with getting $120,000 Bitcoin. ETH, how high is it going? Did it hit 3.5K yet? Been getting a lot of stuff going on with crypto on calls. Just people want some videos and different things like that. So yeah, it's been a busy week. I can't wait for the time so where it actually starts and stays like that, and not just riding that huge roller coaster. Hopefully, we actually do get into like that altcoin season and really start to roll, especially for Infinion and for Lunar Pump.
Yeah, market's been heating up. I'm sure you guys' phones been hopping with people looking for videos, this and that, huh?
Oh yeah, and not just for me, just other people wanting videos from other YouTubers that I'm close to that I sell videos for, other launches that we had going on and different things like that. So anytime the markets hit up, more so when you see like the altcoins start moving, like when you see ETH start going up and Solana start going up, that's when we get a lot busier. If it's just Bitcoin moving, our side on the DeFi side doesn't necessarily start going crazy, but when those altcoins start to go up, that's when you really start seeing people looking out. Of course, you have everyone that, they want to launch the tokens when all the prices are high. And of course, they disappear when everything goes down.
Yeah, and we're just coming on the back end of crypto week, the first crypto week ever. Is the Genius Act going to get completed today? I believe is the final signing of that to go through.
I think the Genius Act, passed the House and the Senate, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I don't think the other ones. I'm definitely going to do a video on it to see. Let's see if we can pull it up. But yeah, we that's a very important thing going on this week. So it looks like, let me see. I was looking at it earlier. So it looks like the Genius Act passed both the Senate and the House, and it's now headed to Trump's desk. So we're good there.
Trump is signing today. That's correct. All right, Mr. Bissell. Thank you, sir.
Yep. So for those that aren't familiar, it requires stablecoin issuers to maintain full dollar reserves, which is awesome. Undergo audits and disclose backing targets for the $260 billion stablecoin market. And what was it, Terra Labs or Terra? What was it? I forget the name already. But yeah, hopefully we don't have another issue like them, with your stablecoin going from $1 to like 60 cents or something. So that's awesome. We have the Clarity and Anti-CBDC Acts, both pass in the House, but still need Senate approval, it looks like, for those.
Yeah, I think they were. I think the Dems were trying to fire in some pork into a couple of those, so it was kind of holding things up and this and that. But yeah, the Genius Act has made it there, so yeah, a little bit of stability. Obviously, that's been what's been causing this pump as well. Is like
that's a big deal.
A little bit of stability in here, which is what's needed. I mean, you have to have something stable because like. You can never give out loans. You can never do many things. Like you have to have some stability in the market, whatever form that takes, just to make sure that the form that it does take is not overly invasive, doesn't give like we got to remember the principles of what blockchain is too, right? Is that decentralization. You got to maintain that too, and you can't be allowing centralized power, right? It's totally antithetical to do it, but also you do need stability if you want mass adoption, because like I said, how can anybody give out loans when you got something that's like so volatile that someone's going to end up getting screwed somewhere along the line, and things like that. There's many, many reasons to do it. So this is obviously going to be a good step in the right direction here towards getting it. The Black Sheep Trader is saying it passed roughly 320 votes yes to 110 votes no. Even many Dems voted yes, surprisingly. Yeah, I'm sure, eventually, it's going to line a few pockets here and there too. So a lot of people can be just driven solely by that. So it's like, yeah, I'll sign that shit. There you go.
Yep. I'm seeing 308 to 122 was the final numbers, assuming that's correct.
Cool.
And let's see, the Clarity Act helps categorize digital assets under the SEC and CFTC jurisdiction. And then, of course, we have the anti-CBDC, blocks creation of government-issued CBDC, which, in my opinion, we definitely don't want to see. That, in my opinion, would give the government way too much control over our money.
Yeah, when Trump said he's going to be the pro-crypto president, everyone thought, oh, he's just going to pump crypto. What Trump is doing by doing all this is laying down the foundation. You can't skyrocket anything if there's no foundation. If our stable coins are depegging all over the place, we can't go, all right, guys, each where it's at. But each coin is depegged, all right? And then go to this, move to this, BNB. Well, that one's depegged. So what Trump's doing by setting these acts up is laying the foundation for crypto to really pump, for crypto to really move. With crypto, just with what we saw with depegging, that's scary, and that can happen to anything. Allegedly, at the moment, before these bills are official, having these bills and making them official now goes okay. Now it's actual 1-to-1. Now it's actual. Now these stables are now serious, and once they're serious and taken seriously by government authority, now we can talk about launching tokens. Now we can talk about building bridges upon these tokens. You can't do it right now until that happens, until we have some validity. And I don't know when, before the Trump came in and sort of really pushed us, I don't know where the validity was going to come from, because other people, other candidates for crypto were like, we don't want crypto. It's like, you do, though. Nobody trusts the dollar. Nobody trusts other currency. Nobody trusts the banking industry. That's why crypto exists, let's be honest. Nobody trusts any of this stuff. People trust crypto because they have more control of their money. If you want to get involved, then let's be honest, it's the government. You don't want the government involved, but in this case, they're going to get involved. Then we have now stability. Then once you have stability, then you have a chance for another green market. And this is what I think Trump is kind of teeing everybody up for, is to launch a green market, government-sided, so the government has a little bit more authority. Obviously, they're going to get their beaks wet, but it's the government really laying down foundation in order for that to even begin to happen. I think that's why these bills passing are so important, because it's the government actually saying, hey, listen, this is the floor, this is the 1-to-1 stables, that's where they're going to be. They're going to hold their stance, and now we can start talking about actually things going to the moon. So, I mean, this is exciting news for a lot of people in DeFi, in crypto, especially those like all of us out here. We've been involved in crypto so long. We have a huge a head start compared to that way. I always call the normies, because the normies don't know. They don't know yet. They don't know. They go, oh no, crypto's good. Okay, I want to buy a crypto coin. They don't even know like what the differences of the chains or any of this stuff. They have zero idea. So we all have a massive advantage. And by the ground floor being laid up, we can now see clearly what is going to be starting to really spike and skyrocket. A lot of people say XRPs, the ISOs. A lot of people say it's Bitcoin. We don't know yet. But what we do know is at least the ground floor is being laid today if this gets all approved, which, the ones obviously the ones we want approved, and we want it done as soon as possible. And by the looks of it, like Mr. Pixel said, Democrats even like they used to be like anti-crypto. Even some of them were coming around because they were like, dude, your constituents have crypto. What are you doing? Are you going to vote against them? you know how stupid you're gonna look when you vote against your own constituents. Like you have to vote yes. So
And you wonder, and they wonder why they're at, like, I think they're at like a 17% approval rating right now. Like that's pretty fucking bad, dude. Like, but hey, when you run on these crazy policies and like totally out of touch with the mainstream, like Joe just like showed there or spoke about, like, you know, you're just not going to get that feedback. You're not going to get the approval. Like your candidates need to run on topical stuff that people legitimately want, you know. So that's why, and you know, I'm sure that pendulum has to swing eventually, or else they're just going to go, like, you know, down the memory hole or whatever, or they gotta do something. But I also 19%, the black sheep said 19. Okay, they must have jumped 2 points today. But also, hey, maybe Sean, you could just have a quick check on this too. I believe Jerome Powell, who's the head of the Fed, was just referred to DHS maybe for fraud or something like that, or something to do with like billions of dollars involved. So I don't know, maybe we can ask Grok or something there. But I just saw that this morning, but I saw the headline, but I didn't have time to really corroborate it too much. So maybe we can just have a quick look into that there and see. So yeah, and there you go again, like trust in the Fed. And again, as far as I'm aware, the Fed is like its own entity. Like the president doesn't have a lot of control over it. It's like it's its own body, and it can kind of say "fuck you" if it wants, you know. So like again, that's why it's such a disaster. How in God's name could something like that just be allowed to govern of itself when there are so much knock-on effects from decisions that are made within that place? It's insane. That is not democratic in my opinion. So I mean, hopefully that gets rectified here. I mean, when we're looking at the future of decentralized finance, yeah, what does the Fed become at that point? You know what I mean? What kind of an entity are we looking at there? I mean, is it even an entity worth keeping at that point? Like, what's its business at that point? If we're talking about stable coins and things being pegged to it, then you know it's hard to know what that would even be or what that would even look like. But again, you know, the corruption runs deep. We all know it. So depending on the administration that's in hand, we know the Biden administration certainly wasn't pro crypto. Trump administration certainly is pro crypto, but who's going to be next? You know, so it's very important that certain things get kind of locked in here before we potentially move on to maybe some next president that isn't so friendly to crypto, right? I mean, who knows? We don't know how this landscape's going to turn. It's getting pretty crazy out there, but yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I'd be interested to see, and I'm curious to see what's going on with Powell of the Fed right now.
Yep. So what I'm seeing on him is Trump publicly and privately hinted that he may pursue legal action against Powell for fraud related to the 2.5 billion cost overruns in the Federal Reserve's Washington's headquarters renovation. Fraud. Let's see. Trump has said it's possible there's fraud involved, and that Powell could be dismissed for cause if wrongdoing is proven. Republican Ann Paulina Luna formally referred Powell to the DOJ for alleged perjury over his testimony. Fraud referral, yes. Evidence, there's no publicly verifiable proof yet. Can Trump fire him? Not likely. But yeah, that's all I'm seeing on Powell.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good to know. I mean, it's happening. The squeeze is being put on anyway. Let's put it that way. That's what it looks like. Whether it's posturing or political theater, or whatever you want to call it, but either way, I'm sure it's negotiation tactics. It's art of deal tactics. Whatever you want to call it. Black Sheep says, I think both parties suck, and it's the case of Turd Sandwich and Giant Douche. I love the South Park reference. That was one. That was a great episode. And I agree. Yeah, Uniparty monster sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the right, but they're not perfect either. Not even close.
Yeah, I think everybody's starting to get driven to the center more and more, to be honest. It seems to be. Go ahead, Joe.
I think, I mean, if you look at it, I think the left has messed up so badly, it has forced everybody to the right by default settings. People moving to the left, but people moving to the left, but really to the left towards center from where right is, because the left had everything, and they have fumbled everything. How do you fumble crypto? How do you fumble the nation? How do you fumble the economy? How do you fumble all these things? And when the right gets it, at least we keep like some things in place, like we're gonna lower gas. Countries ain't gonna run their mouth about us, or else we're gonna slap the crap out of them. Like there's certain things about being on the right that you go, all right, at least every other country now will shut their mouth about us. If not, our president is crazy enough to just nuke them for funds. Like, at least the right is got that going for them. The left were like, we respect everybody's opinion, everybody's diversity. Crypto is bad, so we're all going to say no to crypto, even though it goes against our own morality and principles because we don't trust institutions. But yet you're telling everybody to trust institutions by getting involved in crypto. This is
Yeah,
why
they
you see.
used to be the party of the working class, like back in the. I mean, just think of it, right?
Yeah,
Just think of the current administration. Talking about RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, Donald Trump, Elon Musk in there for a spell. I'm sure there's others. They were all like Democrats before, and they got driven to the left. And then, like, you know, when you're in the two-party system, you don't really have a lot of options. You either go with one or the other. Independence is actually rising a lot more now, as far as I'm aware of. But you know, that's kind of that's what you're dealing with here. So like when people are talking about the current administration, yeah, I mean it is Republican, but I mean they're like the real rhinos, right? The Republicans in name only because like they were Democrats. Like the real Republicans are the ones that were probably didn't want him in the beginning, right? The ones that were trying to push him out. They didn't want him part of the Republican Party, but when he eventually got in there, so like in my opinion, they're actually the rhinos, right? Trump is actually the real rhino, right? Because he wasn't a Republican before; he was a Democrat. So yeah, I mean, just look at that. Just look at is the Republican Party even? I mean, no doubt more conservative, but is it really that Republican, right? You know what I mean? To that degree, when you have so many people that were disenfranchised by the left and moved over to the right.
well, Republicans made so much money, and they were like fighting for right leaning causes. But when the push came to shove, they just folded like a chair. Like they're not real, you know. And the left, they pushed more because they had more people on there to push in the beginning because they had the majority of people that made more sense at one time. And then everything changed, and now you look at how it is right now. I like the right now. Don't get me wrong; it's not perfect. I think the right is decent, but it's not perfect. You know, it's they love and they go crazy for like Israel, like for no reason. By the way, like the Epstein files, like all that stuff. The right is not perfect on, but the right is definitely better. It's not politics. Politics dictate your money. That's the crazy part, though. See, without politics, your money will like you could be money on the Democrats would be shut down. Crypto would be suppressed and was because of politics.
Yeah, and that's why you're
Now,
always best off to vote on policy, not like people. Policy and principle is the things you got to really vote on.
absolutely.
And don't believe the hype.
Mohammed did have a question though. He asked, "How far along are we within the integration of Solana on Lunar Pump Fun?"
Yeah, let's definitely get into that. So for all the stuff going on with like crypto week and stuff like that, I'll definitely be covering on crypto over Red Bull on Monday. So we'll kind of see what all the updates are, and I'll definitely shoot it over when I'm done. As far as Lunar Pump Fund Soul goes, like every week, we're getting close. So the back end part of it that was being redone, some of the things by the Phantom auditor, they said about 8 to 10 days. Today's day 8. So we are right there. Been kind of grilling them today in the background, trying to make sure that they work through the weekend so we can get it done as fast as possible. Once that back end, because the front end's been done, once the back end's done, those updates get done, we'll go ahead and continue the testing. We already found some minor bugs. You know, we were doing that for about a week and a half before the back end implementations. So kind of concurrently getting some of those fixed. Now, once that's done here in the next couple of days, we'll test it, you know, hopefully get any and all bugs out. And at that point, we set it onto mainnet, and then we can get the official Phantom verification. So it's right there. Again, the backend's almost done, or the backend, I guess you can say, was done. They just had to have some changes done for the Phantom verification. Front end, again, has been done. Bugs have already been discovered, already being fixed. So hopefully it's only a few days of testing. I think as most people agree, we got to make sure that it's working right and ready to go. Because trust me, we are right there with you. Every single morning I wake up just thinking about we need to get Lunar Pump Fun live. So this is definitely something that again, I'm on top of them every single day. Backends upgrades are almost being done. And then again, it's just testing and then going live and getting that Phantom verification. And then we start pushing. Let's say Growthy has the connections. No promises 100%, but Growthy has the connections to Cookie.fund. We want to get on that. We've already kind of laid out a lot of our plans with Twitter and X and all that good stuff. I know there's already people planning on launching tokens that we really like. It's very important that we get some $1 million runners off of the platform. We actually want to add a section to where they actually show the $1 million runner. So basically, any token that launches and hits that $1 million, they'll actually have their very own filter to be able to see any $1 million runner. I haven't officially got the okay that they got that on there or they can get that on there, but that's definitely something that I've been telling them I want to add just because it's a big deal. I mean, how many $1 million runners come off of Pump Fun? Not many. So it's important to us that we get some good runners off of there.
Yeah, for sure. And it takes a lot of Mohammed Dogan is just saying how spoiled everybody is. This is his way of saying, yeah, we got everybody used to new innovations every day. I thought now in 5 days we would have conquered.
I know. This has definitely been like the longest window of something not coming out. Even myself, like we've been knocking everything out so fast that this waiting period has been driving me crazy. Not like having this product live and having to just wait for even different stuff that's out of our control, like Phantom and different stuff. It's just, trust me, it is super frustrating on our end too. Because again, we got so used to just knocking product after product after product out that it's very frustrating. And you also got to remember, we got the contracts in LUNR. So the more $1 million runners we get, guess what? Everyone, when they're on Deck Screener and stuff like that, guess what they're going to see when they look at that contract? They're going to see LUNR. Get some more, another $1 million runner, you're going to see LUNR. You get another $1 million runner, you're going to see LUNR. Again, it's just kind of all part of it, just throwing it in front of everyone's face from cookie.fun to X to seeing it on Deck Screener. It's just very important. And then, I really love how we have of course, the LUNR added to the end of it, just like Pump. You see Pump, you know where it came from. So it's the same concept, that a lot of people do on Solana. So,
yeah, and yeah, absolutely. And people got to remember too, and I know everybody does appreciate this. People got to remember, number one, we're all spoiled, not just you guys, but us too, because there's been so much stuff built out, and then it happens so quick, and there's always innovation happening behind the scenes, and in many facets. And that was something that we even talked about many times before was, so much stuff has been getting built, and then like not even necessarily so much prioritizing each individual product or whatever it might be and trying to push the marketing on that. It's kind of, we're just, it's all there, it's sitting there, and this is kind of going to be the catalyst to kind of really expose the entire ecosystem, all the products to the masses, so it needs to be perfect. As everybody knows, you go in, you use a piece of software, if something irks you or if something is like buggy or something right away, you may never come back. You know what I mean? So it's very important to mitigate that as much as possible, as much testing as possible. Like, we'll be fine. Just hang in there. I think everybody watching knows that like nobody's going anywhere. Like, all this stuff wasn't just built to like run off into the hills, like, before we hit it big. So, you just got to exercise that patience. And just don't, like I said as well, I've seen this going on kind of in the chat. The only thing we do not have any real control over is the chart, right? And that's just going to do what it's going to do. But we just got to keep building, got to keep innovating, got to keep driving it on. And these are the things that, we have control over. And, I think it's very important that people kind of remember that this is a long-term play, and it hasn't been around that long, and again, I know Sean showed many times, what it is like for, new blockchains just starting out. And a lot of them, didn't have even close to the amount of products and, things like that Infinion has, even, like from wallet to all the other stuff, the bits and this and that, and all the other products, which again, here is another one. Now this is a little good segue here for this. Here's another product that is going to be coming out very soon, which will be available to more than, just for us, because due to the success we've had with this, we've had a lot of attention on it. And shout out to Adam too there behind the scenes. He's been building this out to actually make it become an Infinion product that is going to generate revenue for Infinion, for the token. And this actually spawned out of, necessity, right? It was a way that we decided that, hey, how can we get better returns from, the marketing agency, Growthy, that we use, like how they utilize Zeely to do this. And this was a product that we kind of ended up, innovating, coming up with, and it's been an absolutely amazing solution. Again, if you want to watch maybe last week's Infinaeon Friday, I think we had Merck on, and he was going over Cookie.fun and those mindshare websites and how you want to get your SEO big across there, which is basically your influence, let's say, and how they measure that. And that's a big metric that big Web3 marketing agencies use. Things like Cookie.fun and that those mindshare sites. So getting those metrics higher, and this tool combined, with Zeely has proven to be very, very good in being able to do that. And like I said before, it allows you to basically commandeer multiple people's accounts without them becoming like actual bots or being bot accounts or anything like that. And then it also gives you, the ability to like really tailor your message. An example for a marketing agency, if a marketing agency wants to use this, they can adjust like any data sets or anything like that to be able to specifically hone in on something and get a metric that they want depending on what kind of a campaign they run. So it gives them a lot more control, and they can really like, hone in on the strategy they want to use when using something like this. Again, this is just another, I think this is going to be a great product that we're going to be able to launch with the Infinaeon brand. And when any of these are made and built, they will basically all have the Infinaeon power, are built by Infinaeon on them. So anytime some other project is using it, it would be obviously tailored to what they want, but it would also always have built by Infinaeon on there. So that's going to be a massive marketing tool for us as well, just think because of how beneficial it is. So we're looking at rolling this out as well pretty soon. A good enterprise version of this, and then down the line, just a way that people can just set up their own. So this is going to be another awesome product that we're going to be able to launch here pretty soon. Adam building out in the back end. Did he send me any updates? Just building it out. Currently building out that back end for Infinaeon at the moment, and some updates on the Zeely stuff. Zeely is currently at 14.5k participants, and this is the one that is mainly focusing on Lunar Pump right now, and 46,000 quests completed. So there you go. That's what Zeely's doing right now, and keep on ramping it up. And as per usual, we got all the usual shows and everything. Actually, I made a little quick banner here. Check this out. And it just shows the shows down there. I was actually just dicking around with this yesterday. I was like, all right, okay, well, so that's not too bad. We can just pop that up there. But these are all the days that we go live. We just had Papa Stonk's show yesterday, Lunar Pump Radio, which is Spaces on X. And then obviously we do our Moon Monday on Monday, Infinaeon Fridays. And then we just have an official Infinaeon Spaces, I think, is on the Tuesday. Check it out anyway, guys. The link for this to go over and use it, you can make a post anytime you want. It's xpost.infinaeon.com. I'll drop that in the chat now here. I promise I won't drop Meta PCs this time. And they already owe us for last week. So get it over there. Literally 20-30 seconds. You got an awesome post to build out, and happy days. Makes it super easy to just get one up there, or whatever you want. And again, we are adding a reply feature to this as well, where you can just drag and drop in a link and it'll fill out a reply which actually is tailored specifically to respond to whatever the post was, and then make a coherent response to it, and then tag in our plug or our upsell, be it Lunar Pump or whatever topic you choose. So, and that also does have a degen setting, so you can talk like a degen. Like you can see over here, you got your 3 tones: bullish, casual, serious. So when you're applying, you'll have a degen tone as well. But that's also being built out. So innovating on that front too. Go on, get on in there, make a post. We're going to be adding Moon Monday. We do have one in there for Infinaeon Friday, if anybody can see right now. Bullish post. There we go. We got to add in the link to the YouTube for that, Adam. Friendly reminder. We got that added in there. So you can go out there and make a post right now for Infinaeon Friday if you like, and whatever else during the week, making it super, super easy for you guys to be able to do it. But building that out. Another product coming for Infinaeon. Whoop, whoop.
Yep, it's the name of the game. Yep. More products equals more revenue. Like I said, I have a feeling once we kind of get going, we definitely will. But guys, we are going to have to end it at about the 45-minute mark. So we have about 10 minutes. But I guess we'll go ahead and address the FUD. I know me and Mr. P talked about it before the live. So there was it a Reddit post, I believe it was?
Yeah, I read it post. Yep. Mm-hmm.
About the devs forming the LP.
Yes.
I'll see what you're pulling up. So yeah, 100% not true at all. Every single thing we do is above reproach. We keep records of everything. If we ever had anyone look into the internal workings of us, I'm not worried in the least that any wrongdoing will be found whatsoever. What I can say, again, without going into too much detail, because of contracts and everything, is we do have VCs. Like with Solana, Mantle, Arbitrum, all these other places, they raise hundreds of millions of dollars to accomplish what we all want to accomplish here. We were not able to do that via retail investors. So VCs are required. While I can't go into 100% details, VCs are a part of this. They do sell the chart. Via the contracts, we do stay in a net positive with them. So when other community members sell and different stuff like that, it definitely hurts. But they also pump the charts at times too. So with them, it is a necessary evil. They provide funding. Without funding, the idea of Infinaeon becoming a household name will never happen. Again, we were not fortunate enough to get that initial funding. So you can have hundreds of millions of pre-sale tokens being sold. You can have some tokens being sold from VCs. That's why so many of these blockchain tokens struggle for the first few months out of launch, because they had to raise funding. Obviously, not 100% of that funding goes to the LP, so the chart takes that hit, which is the exact same phase that we're in right now, just like Solana went through, just like Arbitrum went through, just like pretty much every single blockchain has gone through that phase of we got the funding, and of course, the chart is going to struggle because of that. But the devs farming the chart 1,000% not happening. None of us have ever sold any tokens ever. This is a long-term play for us. Again, it's a business. We make money within the space via Krypton calls. That's how we survive in this space. Infinion is a business that we're building just like we would in the real world. If this business is successful, that's where we will get our money on the back end of that, just like any other business being built that I would build in the real world. My real estate companies are everything like that. All the money will be made on the back end once successful. So just kind of wanted to address that there are VCs involved, not as many as you would think. There's about 4 or 5 different ones that want to do deals with us. We only did a deal with 2 of them. I'll say one of them, it was Victus is one of them because they made it public. Can't go again to 100% details for contracts. There's one other one, and there's like 3 other ones that we don't like the terms. The terms would far outweigh the benefit of getting the funding. So that's why we haven't gone with them. So if you do see anything according to what that post says, that's probably what you're seeing is from the VCs. But yeah, just kind of wanted to address it because we always make it a point when there's any kind of FUD that we always address it head on. We don't hide from it. We don't run from it. We always lay it out so that everyone knows exactly what's going on. It's kind of what we built the whole brand on.
Yeah, and like I said at the start, it's not something that we have a lot of control over. Obviously you can sign up and you do the terms and you do it as best you can and you take the best deals that you can. And if they're not good for you, then like Sean said, you don't take them. But end of the day, what we can control here is just showing up, consistency, marketing, creating products, being transparent all the time, being available in the community. These are things we can control. And these are things that we excel at. As you can see, this has been going on a long time and we're been building this a long time. So it's, and again, exactly. Tackle the FUD. That's the way to do it. Like just anytime there's an issue that pops up, as Sean said, never shy away from it. Always want to make sure that it's addressed on any of these shows. They're ticking away there down the bottom, all the shows that we have each week. So, it is what it is. We just got to keep grinding and, our time will come. Our time will come. And I certainly feel it. And, like I said, we ain't going nowhere.
Yep. I'm super optimistic about Lunar Pump. Again, that's why I'm so on top of them because I want this product. I wanted it out 4 weeks ago. Like I want this out so bad. The Solana side is just, it's primed. You have all those transactions. We're talking from 1 million transactions to where the EVM side where we're on right now to potential for like 50 million transactions on the Solana side. So it's definitely something that I'm excited for. I feel good about it. The partnerships we made, Victus being one of them, huge partner, gives us huge opportunities, has really big connections. we got actually Growthy through them, which Growthy has the connection to Cookie.fun. I don't want to dox their pricing, but let's just say to get listed on that is very expensive. And we potentially are getting a free listing on it. So it's very big deal about all the connections we made. And I don't know, I just feel good about it. Any product you release in Web3 is very hard. To gain adoption is next to impossible. And Lunar Pump, I feel very good about it.
Yeah, and another thing too is like the post generator that is also going to have an added benefit. Like, just imagine, I'm just getting people to think about it a little more. Is imagine that tacked in with Lunar Pump, right? You bond, and now you got the opportunity. Hey, I got maybe I got a special discount on this, or I have access to this for a certain amount of time, where it'll allow my entire community like jump on there, and we're like out the gates right away. Any rating, any pushing of posts, this, that, and the other. Hey, you might setup fee or whatever the percentage off would be, but another opportunity to be able to deliver extra value to get that success metric a little higher. These are the products that we know that we can tack on to the likes of Lunar Pump, like the PFP generator, things like that, the reply generator. Those kinds of things can be very beneficial, especially in Web3 when you got project just bonds. Imagine it, right? Project just bonds. You get out the gates, you got 50% back. Now you got a big discount on this. Now you got your communities raring to go. They're ready. You got this awesome tool specifically designed for them to be able to, like, they don't even have to think. It's like click, 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 click. Everybody can get their PFPs on. And hey, just because you bonded from Lunar Pump Fund, you get a super awesome deal on that. And that might, send those metrics up for you as regards mindshare. And then, like I said, those extra incentives that you're getting, whatever the percentage back when you bond, that you can actually put it towards these kinds of efforts. And then if you're getting discounts on those things, also anything we got in-house, these are things that can raise those metrics and give you a better chance of success. Like after you really get going in your communities, like bullish AF, let's say.
Yep, and again, I want to get some final questions answered. Infinion is an official business. It is not right now. Legal advice, we were asked to wait kind of to see what a lot of this clarity with regulation is happening. The way it's kind of set up right now is a decentralized product. We take zero money from it any way, shape, or form. It's, again, set up to be officially decentralized. And it may stay that way. We may never even form a complete business around it with the validators, with everything. We kind of want it to be a decentralized product. Lunar Pump Fun actually is going to fall underneath my crypto and calls umbrella, so that technically will be incorporated right now because that will be a big revenue generator. But Infinion, as of right now, through legal advice, is not quite an official company yet, and it may never be. It kind of depends what the regulatory status is. In a perfect world, within the next year, everything will be completely decentralized and we'll have zero control over anything.
Yeah, and you never know how that is kind of going to go as well, right? So you're better off just to kind of, it's smarter to hold off right now until there's some clarity on all this stuff, because you could end up putting yourself in a hole that like you didn't really need to do, and then it comes back to bite you in the ass, and God only knows what kind of extra hoops you may have to jump through down the line because of a decision you made when things weren't really that clear, So yeah, I think that's a smart way to go.
Yep. Even Web3 attorneys right now are very skeptical on how to proceed after talking to a couple of them because they don't know what's going to happen, what's going to be the requirements. Like when you ask them a question, they can't 100% answer that question. And even if the blockchain was super profitable, we still would not be taking money from it for that reason. Like personally, I'm referring to kind of avoid that. So we'll definitely keep everyone updated. I said this was kind of a big week. Crypto regulation is getting clearer and clearer. And of course, we're going to abide by whatever is required for us to do.
Hey, Hair Wolf. Hey, brother. Long time. Yeah, thanks for tuning back in. We do this. You can see all the shows down the bottom there, so please jump in any time of the week when we are live. Moon Monday coming up. Lunar Pump Radio during the week. Spaces during the week. Always available on Telegram. All that good stuff. But thanks for tuning back in. And then catch us like every week for updates as we got them.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the end of the show. Thanks to everybody watching. Make sure to tune in. We have all the links down here, but if you want to tune in for the next live stream, Moon Monday at 5 p.m. I'm Squiggo Joe, DeFi Sean, Mr. Pixels, and we'll see you guys on the moon.